Alright, here's a quick run through of Lucid. Mention everything that you need to know. So this is phase one. To start off, she summons her little butterflies. She summons golems. In normal, which I'm in right now, they don't one-shot you, but if you go into chaos mode, they do one-shot you. He periodically spawns all over the map. They're fairly easy to deal with. You can just kill them. I don't know how much HP they have. I could probably look that up later, but in general, once they spawn, just attack them and kill them. The butterflies that she summons, they make like little. Well, all of them when they glow blue, they attack you. They fire all these little orbs that don't do too much damage on normal, but on hard they do significantly more. And she also has these petal attacks that go across the screen. She summons mushrooms every so often. I don't actually know what the mushrooms do. I always just kind of kill them. Here you have her bomb. She places on you with like a short timer. When that timer hits zero, the bomb explodes. It's pretty much a guaranteed one shot. I'm pretty sure in both normal and in hard. Um, in my case, I have my clones, so I can just kind of avoid it using that. And she also summons a powerful monster, which is a dragon. It spawns on either left side or right side. Ideally, what you want to do is find what side it's on and then stand at the very corner. That way, get through here. So if you stand in the very corner, you will be behind its mouth. That way the breath doesn't actually hit you. But there's a chance that Lucid can teleport you like she just did to me. I believe that they patched it so that way she can't teleport you while Dragon is doing its breath, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, and here you could see all these little butterflies that are here like as after effects, the purple, blue, pink looking ones. When it comes to those, um, well, they do stack up or pile up. What you want to do is you want to, when they get to a certain amount, um, then there's also Sickle, which is this attack. You can tell she's going to do it by the animation when she starts hovering above her seat here, is when she's going to do Sickle. And upon doing that, she fires out all of those sickle looking attacks. They're supposed to be flower petals, but everyone just calls them sickle. Once she fires those, essentially get out of the way. If you are within them, they do substantial damage in normal, and they pretty much one shot you in heart and chaos. But if you have an iframe, you can possibly just walk through. But your best bet, honestly, is to stand at the side of the map. I don't think she has a set timer on when she does that. It's just best to dodge it whenever you can, get out of the way, and just let them expire on their own. Back to the butterflies, when they do stack up, when they get to max, they will do this attack, where they just charge at you. Pretty much a guaranteed one shot, unless you have an iframe that can outlast it. I just use mine just like as an example, but if you don't have an iframe, you're almost guaranteed, or you are guaranteed to die to that attack. But a way to avoid it, just come over here, press and hold spacebar, the trumpet blows and it gets rid of all of the butterflies. The statue only holds 3 stacks at a time. You acquire 1 stack every time you get Lucid's HP bar down by 1. Like right now I have 2 stacks and I choose at 2. If I go down to 1 bar, you'll see that I have 3 stacks again on the totem. I mean on the cupid. So I'm pretty sure that covers all the attacks in phase 1. Oh, and also when it comes to the bomb, your best bet for that, if you're running it solo, I messed up the timing there. Okay. She died, so it phased me. Um, when it comes to the bomb, if you're running it solo, you would need to do an iframe. Lucid does summon these little bead-looking things on the map. I'll try and show it to you here once they spawn up. Phase 2 is easier, but also more annoying, because in Phase 2 she does move around. So it's easier to telegraph where her attacks are. Ideally, you want to be reading your chat whenever you can, because a lot of her attacks would show up there. Like right now, she summoned the dragon, and it says in your chat box that Lucid summoned a powerful monster, which is referring to the dragon. Okay, here we go. So for bomb, if you stand on these little beads, they count as a second person, so they should mitigate the damage enough for you to survive. It doesn't always work, but that's how it's supposed to be. This is Lucid's first powerful attack, lasers, in Phase 2. When you see her start glowing and then fizzle upwards, you know that she's going to do lasers. They're easy enough to dodge because they're telegraphed. You can have like 2 seconds after you see the line. And for that second effect there that she just did, that is touch. When it comes to touch, what you want to do is essentially let her spawn in. She first spawns at the middle platform, and then as you just saw, she goes around in a circle twice. And at the end of the second circle is when she disappears. For Dragon, if you stand up here on this top platform, or if you're not looking at the top, you can stand on this very bottom platform. These are the 2 safe spots. If you're standing on either of those platforms, you will not be hit by Dragon. You just have to pray that Lucid isn't doing another attack at the same time. Like Dragon Sickle, Dragon Lasers, Dragon Touch. If she's doing Dragon Touch, essentially you can just stand in the corner here. Oh, here we go. Stand in the corner. Once she comes up, you can just jump up to dodge her touch. If it's laser, it does become a lot trickier because you can't just, kind of jump out of the way of the lasers because they essentially track your position. So you'd want to get rid of. Well, you just pray that she doesn't do both at the same time. And same deal in Phase 2. You got to get rid of those pesky butterflies. Here we go, and get with the bomb, and this is what I'm talking about. Dragon Sickle. If it's a pattern like that, you just have to aim for the spot where the sickle isn't flying, especially if it's hard mode, because it will one-shot you. But in normal, you kind of have a little bit of leeway. There's a good chance that you can withstand a couple of hits from from sickle in Phase 2. But if you're on Chaos or Hard Lucid, you're guaranteed to die. I'm gonna let her sit here for a moment. I want to show what happens if you don't cleanse the butterflies in Phase 2. Not too sure how long it's gonna take to get there though, but I can wait. Oh, that's also another thing. When she does lasers, she appears in the background here and glows purple. So if you're looking at the center of the map, you can also see her if you miss the message. Come on, do the other one. Oh, she is thoroughly enjoying summoning dragons today. And bomb, of course. If you're wondering why I haven't died to the bomb, it's because of my skill. Philip Mirage, it gives me a clone that mitigates like 90% or 85% of the damage that I would take if it's over a certain amount. But most classes don't have something like this, so you would need to iframe. Or if you're in a party, well, even on normal, sickles can still kill you if you get hit by too many of them too quickly. When it comes to bomb, if you're in a party, try to jumble up together. Each person standing beside you lowers how much damage your bomb does to you. So if you're in a full stack party, just have all 6 people stand in one spot. You're guaranteed to survive because the bomb would only do like 20 to 30% of your HP, I think. If you're solo, then you're taking the full brunt of it, which tends to be like 200% of your HP. Okay, here we go. This is what happens in phase 2 when you don't clear out the butterflies. And she does dragon during this as well. Okay. So essentially, you want to just dodge these little orbs. If you watch the pattern, there would be certain safe spots where you can just hang out for the entire duration. But those are kind of hard to figure out where they're at. But all in all, that entire attack can just be avoided if you successfully clear the if you successfully clear out the butterflies every so often. I don't really have like a set pace in mind because depending on Lucid's phase depends on how often you would have to cleanse. But just in general, it's something to keep an eye out for. When it comes to Lucid, once she gets to 2.5 bars like that, she becomes enraged. Once she's enraged, she attacks more often, which means she summons dragons more often. She does lasers and touch more often. She does sickle more often. All in all, it just becomes a pain, but there's nothing that we can really do about it. If you're in a party, your best bet is to just stall, wait for everyone's burst to come up, and then bind her and burst her. If you're solo, it does become more difficult. And one thing that's nice about binding her, she just kind of sits in place like that for the duration of the bind, which is typically 10 seconds. And then once it's done, she has the cooldown here where she can't be bound again. Um, this is only for normal, and oh, there should not have been enough butterflies for that to happen, but okay. But yeah, so this just ends up wasting time. So generally, you want to avoid it at all costs. When it comes to Lucid, in easy and normal mode, she only has 2 phases. So once I kill her here, that's the end of it. Just like that. If you're fighting hard Lucid, there is a third phase that you have to go through. In the third phase, she turns purple and she would sit in the middle of the map above that center platform, and you have to damage her. She has um I don't remember how much damage, how much HP it was. I believe it was like 40 trillion HP that she has. Let me just double check that. But in phase 3, she has a certain amount of HP. Um okay, there we go. In hard, phase 3 has 13 trillion HP. You will have 45 seconds to get rid of that HP bar. If you are unable to get rid of that HP bar within that given time frame, you will essentially fail the run and you have to do it all over again. But typically, especially if you're in a party, it should not be an issue to get rid of the remainder of that HP. And yeah, that's my quick crash course on running Lucid.